Welcome everybody. Let's take a look at the stock market. These are the S&P 500 futures. And we're going to look at the weekly, the daily, and the trade of the day. Look at this weekly candlestick right here. Boy, it went from green to red. Yesterday it was green. Now look at it today. Let's see. The week opened at 4356. And right now we're at 4344. So we're actually below the open. Okay. By whatever, 11, 12 points. Boy, this just looks like in no time, this looks like this just fizzled out. And this I've been talking about was gonna, even if this bounced, that this would override it eventually, and we would get, go this way. Well, it already looks weak to me, even sooner than I thought it would be. So again, for now, on the weekly chart here, this is weekly, October 29th, the week of October 9th cycle low is still in play here. Now this is still very choppy, as we'll see on the daily chart. But I do think that we're going to get some type of decline down into this last week of October, maybe the first week of November. At least at the moment, that's what it looks like to me, okay? This market's been chopping around up and down. Let's take a look at the daily. See if I can get this to, let me just see if I take the daily cycles out of there. Yeah, there we go. We'll bring all the cycles back in there later. Because I first want to just look at this price action. Up, hits the 50-week moving average, which right now is about 44.20. See that? Comes up here, runs out of gas right at the 50. See the blue line? This is extremely common. The 50-day moving average in this case comes right up to it, runs out of gas, just traveling, diagonally with the 50-day moving average, just hitting up against resistance. I mean, it did it several times, literally came up to it one day there, and the rest of the days are kind of close, right? Well, here on the Stochastic Momentum Index, we see some divergence going on, and this thing is really starting to roll over, and the MACD is looking kind of pinchy. Okay. And I did update the data for the universe uncertainty rate just before this video. And look at this universe. It's basically just energy level. If you're on the Discord server and you're a member, you want to go look at I think it's called Solar channel. There's a channel on there from the Discord called Solar. I put a model up there about energy and the way that energy flows. You want to read that. It's a very kind of just high level, very important. If you read that, you start to get a little bit of understanding of what this universe indicator is all about. Now, what you're going to notice right here is that, here was, let's see, very peaky right here, yeah? Over here. Peaky, it peaked, this indicator, universe indicator, peaked like right here. Really back right in there. And what happened? Like 4 days later, it peaked. You see that? And now, just looking at this, we have this low that came in here. Yeah. Predicting a low here, right? And then the energy comes up, which wasn't a huge jump in energy, but if you know this indicator as well as I do and understand the energy flow as well as I do, this rise in energy is more than enough to know that something's going to happen. Sure enough, look at the market went up. Now look, energy's going down. Look at the market. The market kind of stalled here and it's going down. This thing really is very helpful in forecasting, sometimes just 2 or 3 days ahead of time. Sometimes it'll be just 1 day. Sometimes it'll go as long as a week and a half ahead. So it kind of moves around a little bit. that in itself, understanding that part is definitely an art form. It's not always easy knowing, but in this case, for quite a while, they've been in synchronicity or synchronized. So this is suggesting the market's going to go down. And I think we're going to see the market go down even more here. All right, so now let's bring back in the cycles. I'll bring in the daily drawing set, which is kind of busy, but because on here we've got support and resistance price points plus some cycles. So this cycle right here, which was, I think the 17th, really didn't happen. Well, it kind of did. This was the 17th. I'm sorry, the 23rd. That is for, oh yeah, 17th, sorry, yeah. October 17th. And here today on the 18th, we got this down candlestick. So one day off, that's great. I mean, we love that. That's pretty accurate. But it certainly didn't pull down very hard. So now, you know, just looking at this, I think we're gonna get more of a decline here. And this candlestick, let's see. Oh yeah, this candlestick, how low did we get today? Got down to 43.30. It's a pretty big number. I mean, a pretty significant number. But this is the one that kind of really stands out, at least the closest one. That's about 4,300, the bottom of this wick. Bottom of that wick right there, right there. If we break below that or get down in this area, then I think 4262 could happen. So that's the area right there, right? We're trying to see how much damage is going to be done here, which I do believe it's coming. And I think 4262 is reasonable. I think it'll get there. And this thing could extend. It could go past October 25th. This is just kind of a best estimate based on, obviously, previous cycles. But it could stretch out here a little bit. This to me, you know, one or two things. It's going to continue to consolidate, which I'm thinking we're beginning to see a hint that that's not the case. It's going to break out of this consolidation. I think it's going to break out of this rectangle and start going this way. Okay. But it could continue to consolidate. That's one scenario. But I think that's the least likely. The next scenario is we start to see a decline, and it basically does exactly what we have here, comes down to this October 25th cycle low. Okay. Or the third scenario is we still get the cycle low, but it kind of stretches out here and it goes a little bit further. It comes out. Which this consolidations, you know, we could see that. We could see that this cycle low move a little bit to the right, but I'm not convinced of that yet. So for now, we're going to keep it right there on the 25th. But right now, everything's pointing like this is going to go down. This is going to roll over. Universe's energy level is saying we're going down. Okay. Let's take a look at the trade of the day. All right, so here we are on the 5-minute chart looking at the trade of the day. Last night I sent out the email to the members and I said, I think we're going to see a decline tomorrow. There's a slight favor towards the market declining, and it did. And that was really based on just two things. We're getting close to the cycle low, and the energy level, yes, from the universe suggested it. I know that sounds crazy, but there it is. I just keep it simple. It's been very effective. That's all I'm going to say. Now, today's session started right here and ended right here. This 5-minute chart, so you see a lot of candlesticks. Okay. Now, the members knew my opinion that I felt the market was going to decline. Right? So that, you know, they use their own trading style, and of course, they also use the membership in conjunction with their own trading style, and they make bank, right? That's how they do it. But all the ones that stand out, these two right here stand out really, really nice. This happened over in an overnight session, but looks like about a little after 4 a.m. and maybe a little before 5 a.m. This one was exactly at 4 o'clock, and this was exactly at 4:40. Both of those are really, really nice setups. Super nice. So here it is. You get the crossover a little bit later, like right in here on the simple moving average. You can see the I don't really like using the divergence too much on the 5-minute chart, but it's still there, and you can see this cluster of divergence dots that showed up here. Okay, so as this thing begins to decline right here, it starts to do this little divey dive, and then the MACD gets below the zero line right here. Really nice, right? Starts to widen. Oh yeah, that's time to take the trade. If you're up at that hour, you take that trade. That's really nice. That was a good 7 to 10 point profit right in this area, pretty easily. Okay, then throughout the day, you see these little green indicators on the Giddus Plus. This is this indicator's logic saying it's preemptively saying there could be a trade here, but it's not like fully convinced that the trade is there. And that makes sense because the market was already just making its dive. It was already in just continue to go down. So I don't normally use these little green. You can see them, they almost always come before the yellow spikes. The yellow spikes are really the best entries, those yellow triangles. The orange ones means you're just maybe a touch late, but that's okay too. And the green ones means it's a little risky, you're getting in maybe a little too early, but they're there for you to help make your decision. I don't like jumping on trades on the green because you can get a little bit burned. Okay, but there was plenty of times to re-enter here. You could just see it, re-entry here, re-entry. Remember, the market's going down the whole day, right? And the nightly email to the members, my opinion was the market was going to go down for the reasons I already stated. So with that in mind, you're just looking for opportunities. It peaks out, it goes down, you get in. It peaks out, it goes down, you get in. It peaks out, right? You just keep making these entries. Yes, for those that are trading futures and options, you're paying commissions, but you know what? That's part of trading. Or you take one big trade and you use the hourly chart, which has been, I don't show the hourly chart on public videos. Too bad. You want them, you got to be a member. $7.99 a month. That is an absolute crazy bargain. I've had many members tell me that they make $100, $300 a day, and I know their retail accounts are, kind of small retail accounts. I've had several people tell me both the 5-minute chart, which we're looking at now, that streams live for the members, and the 1 hour chart, which the 1 hour chart has cycles on it. So the same cycles you see in the daily, that same type of thing is going on in the hourly chart. Now, I don't do the cycles on the 5-minute and 15-minute chart because they're just too unpredictable. But in the 1 hour chart, for the last probably month and a half, oh my gosh, it's been banging. Lots of money being made. Had a member today tell me that some of the cycles have been unbelievable, which means basically they've been very believable. You know how this generation is. They use the word unbelievable to mean, wow, amazing. So, and this particular member was right. The cycles on the 1 hour chart have been just amazingly good. All right, video's getting kind of long, so I just wanted to show the trade of the day here at the end. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description below the video. Make sure you read that description very carefully so you don't have any problems joining. $7.99, you get the streaming chart like the one you're seeing in front of you now. This is the 5-minute one. You get a 15-minute one. You also get the 1 hour one. Those are all streamed live in the Discord server. Okay. Yes, it comes with a Giddus Plus indicator. I usually use the 5-minute chart and the 1 hour chart intraday, but I'm always aware of the daily and the weekly. I always keep an eye on it. Okay. And things come like in bunches. Like I said, the last month and a half, the 1 hour chart and the cycles have been absolutely amazing. Huge profit maker. That may not always be the case, and it isn't always the case. I know that for a fact. So you just got to strike when the iron is hot. That's how it is in trading. Okay, on that same server where all the membership services take place, there's also alerts that go on there, not only for these charts, okay, that you see these alerts here. This Giddus Plus indicator goes as alerts, but also crude oil, gold, both have their own channels and alerts get alerted there. There's a top 30 stocks for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ get alerts. We do a daily alert. Occasionally you'll see stock symbols in the daily alert just for people who want to do swing trades. Some days you get the alert, some days you don't. It just depends what the market's doing. All right. Nightly email. The nightly email goes out every night of the week. And I attach the S&P 500 chart to it. And I give my opinion about what I think the market's going to do. Because you heard early in this video, I mentioned the nightly email. Right. All of it's working together synergistically so traders can make their own decisions. I don't tell them how to trade. I just give them my opinion. They use the service and they make their own trades. And a lot of them are making some good banks. So that's really nice. I like to hear members doing well. Okay. I keep the membership $7.99 a month to keep it affordable. I want people to be profitable, not being worried about how they're going to pay for a membership, right? Okay, that's it. Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.